Hi, Dr. Schaub here. As humans, we are very social creatures. We love to share our time, our joys, successes, but also our challenges with those we trust and care about. But although the world population has dramatically increased, more and more people are afraid of being alone. The fear of being alone can hit you whether you are by yourself or in a relationship. Maybe you're afraid when your spouse or partner is leaving for a business trip, or you cannot even imagine moving away from your friends and family. Maybe you just don't feel equipped to deal with emergency situations or with the unforeseeable future itself. Many people are also afraid of spending prolonged time by themselves. They don't feel comfortable with the thoughts in their heads. They feel their mind starts racing the more hours they are on their own. They feel then frustrated, maybe anxious, or even depressed. So as soon as they come home, they turn on the TV, the radio, or call someone just to be distracted from themselves. When we are afraid of being alone, we may get into or stay in relationships that are not necessarily fulfilling or supportive. What do you do in your relationship out of the fear of being alone? Do you try to control your partner through anger or blame? Or do you accept intolerable or maybe even abusive behavior just to not be alone? Or maybe you have come to the realization that being in such a relationship can make you feel even more lonely than being by yourself. Just like you cannot really overcome the fear of not being good enough only through striving for more and more successes and accomplishments, because at the end you will still not feel good enough. You cannot overcome the fear of being alone by being in a relationship, especially in relationships that don't make you happy. Like all fears, the fear of being alone is anchored on a subconscious level, which is why it's so important to learn how to consciously work with the subconscious mind to overcome this emotional challenge. Maybe you never had the chance to build confidence because you were blocked by a limiting core belief of not being good enough or not being capable. Or maybe you never learned how to value yourself, and this is why you never were able to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, or financially. Many of my clients that had been struggling with the fear of being alone admitted that they had never felt belonging anywhere, never felt fitting in. They believed that they were fundamentally flawed, that there was something wrong with them. Through our work, they realized what they had been always missing weren't the relationships with others. What they had been missing was having a relationship with themselves. Once they learned how to connect to themselves on a deep level and embrace and appreciate who they really are, all that fear of being alone completely disappeared. I know, the idea of creating a deep relationship with yourself while you're still dealing with the fear of being alone and while you're still uncomfortable being by yourself can certainly appear a little daunting. But don't worry, I can show you a step-by-step process which allows you to identify and release those subconscious blocks that prevented you from seeing and embracing who you really are. Once you do, you will find that anything that you have been looking for in others, you can find in yourself. Contact us now if you are ready to overcome the fear of being alone and create a relationship with yourself that is truly supportive and fulfilling.